Now, Dr. Coleridge, who, besides yourself, Jillian, Barry Ryan, Nurse Patton, and the nurse's aide who removed the lunch tray, went into Ken George Jones' hospital room the afternoon he died?
Well, you know that I can't answer that. I mean, I wasn't standing guard outside of Ken's door.
Yes, but you were on duty.
I was busy performing my duties. But please, I've told you everything I can about Ken's death and my sister's movements that day.
All right. Let's focus our attention then on Barry Ryan.
Certainly.
I'd like your appraisal of him.
Well, of course, I may not be the most objective observer at Riverside. Barry was engaged at one time to marry my ex-wife.
Yes, I know you don't like the man, but I'm sure you'll be fair.
Oh, yes.
Now, your sister tells me that when, in the morning, she went directly to the hospital the day Ken died, she went first to Barry's room, and he wasn't there. Now, where do you think he might have been?
Well, the obvious place would have been the bathroom.
Where else do you think he might have been?
Are you asking me if Barry could have made it down the corridor to Ken's room?
Is it a possibility?
Well, I must admit that it is.
Without being seen?
Without being noticed. You see, there are a lot of people in hospital corridors, and unless he did something special to attract attention, he may very well have gone unnoticed.
What about his broken ankle?
Well, I saw him myself that day on crutches, and he had a wheelchair besides. More than that, when I came to tell him about Ken's death, he seemed to anticipate what I was going to say.
So we know that Barry was Ken's manager, confidant, closest friend, and that he continually asked the doctors to fulfill Ken's wishes and administer whatever would be to put him out of his misery.
And Barry is not the kind of man who would be troubled by conventional moral scruples, judging by his past acts.
So, motive? To help his friend out of pain. Means the heroin was already in the hospital room, and the opportunity, he was very close at hand.
It all adds up, doesn't it?
Well, let's say it makes for a very interesting possibility.
Yeah, well, I think it's more than that.
Let's say he's the most attractive alternative.
And I think that Jack Finelli went to visit Barry that day. It's possible that Jack could fill you in on Barry's frame of mind.
That's a very helpful suggestion. See, I certainly need to know everything I can about Barry Ryan because I must submit someone for the jury to consider. Besides your sister.
Of course.
Jillian is in very deep waters right now, and I think Barry Ryan might be the best possibility of helping part those waters.
Get out!
You're missing.
He was set up. He's using you.
Don't let another juicy moment slip away. Go to SoapNet.com to get the scoop.
Kiss me.
And watch Another World on SoapNet today at 2.
You're exhausting me.
The moments you long for.
Having sex would be a very fun sport.
They suck you in, then leave you stranded until Monday. The classic cliffhanger.
You need to hear this.
The Young and the Restless at 7. All My Children at 8. One Life to Live at 9. General Hospital at 10. And Days of Our Lives at 11. SoapNet's Cliffhanger Friday starting at 7. It's electrifying.
Take it easy. I'm double parked, but I'm not blocking any traffic. Oh, now, who's that?
I get the feeling this isn't the most organized gig in my experience.
That's because you have never planted a tree before.
Oh, thanks. You sure we got everything we need?
Yeah. Spoke to the man at the nursery. He gave us written instructions, mulch, a shovel, and the tree itself. We are going to be fine.
Well, I have a feeling wherever Ken is, he's enjoying this a lot.
Get in out of the hole. Yeah, I think you're right.
Is it cold? No, it's windy out there. Here, look. Come on in. Give me your coat.
Yeah.
Whew.
Robert.
Hi, Bob.
You guys on your way out?
Yeah, we're having a small informal memorial for Ken. Barry has some friends that own a strip of land along the Hudson, so we're going to go up there this afternoon and plant a tree.
Well, take your coat along. It's pretty cold out.
Oh, I've got that in the car, along with a thermos of soup.
No, I take it back. We're very organized.
So how's Claudius' church?
Well, I can't decide. Obviously, he's brilliant, very self-confident, but I'm not so sure about his tactics. Anyway, we better hit the road.
Well, be careful, and I'll be here when you get back here.
We shouldn't be late.
Okay. All right. Bye. Bye, Robert.
Bye.
Bye-bye. I'm glad you stopped by. But I get the distinct impression something's wrong.
Well, there's a lot that isn't right.
Jill?
Jill is in a lot of trouble, but at least she knows about it. She does have some high-powered help.
As opposed to... Who are you worried about, Robert?
I'm worried about you.
Well, there's no need. I'm fine. In fact, I haven't been this good in a long, long time.
Well, I'd like to see you stay that way, but I just don't think the odds on it are very good.
Are we talking about Frank?
We are talking about you. Frank can take care of himself.
Oh, Bob, I am taking care of myself. I am not trying to turn this into happily ever after with Frank. I think I understand better than anyone that nothing's permanent. Everything changes. That you can't just nail down happiness. That's why I'm taking each day as it comes. And it's so wonderful to look forward to waking up each day.
You deserve more than that.
Really? After the past year or so, that seems like an awful lot to me.
Especially in the last year or so. Faith, you deserve somebody who can be there for a little bit of while.
Frank isn't planning to go anywhere. For as long as I can remember, he's been around.
You know what I mean?
You mean Jill? That is over.
You really think so?
Oh, come on, Bob. I have told you how I feel about that.
You told me that Jill doesn't want him, and you do.
Right.
And I'm just saying, look at the record. For both of them. It's never going to be over. Look at Ray Woodard. Look at Delia.
Oh, it is not that. It's different.
It damn sure is. And you don't have to set yourself up for it. I mean, maybe all you are asking for is somebody who will love you for today, but you can have more than that if you want it. And all I'm asking for you to do is just, while there's time, to consider the options. I guess I'm telling you all this right now because it may be my last chance. I don't know how things are with you and Frank, Faith. I know you were planning on taking a trip together, and you didn't go, so I figured maybe that... I don't know. That doesn't really matter. I just... Faith, you deserve somebody who loves you and who'll be around for a long, long time to be with you if it takes 50 years. And I do. And I would be there.
Oh, Bob. Bob, you are a terrific friend to me. And I'm more grateful for that than you'll ever know, and I love you. But I'm not in love with you. I can't marry you.
No.
Bob,
this houseboat was such a good idea.
It was, wasn't it?
Such a relief to know that no one, especially my daughter, is going to walk in on us.
That would be a little bit awkward.
Delightful as Kimberly is in countless ways, when it comes to you and me, I want to throttle her.
Why is that?
She's always underfoot.
She's got a career and a life of her own. She's got lots of other things to think about besides you and me. Whereas right now, you and I don't have anything to think about except us.
Why else did we get this houseboat?
There was another reason. I've forgotten.
Me too. Privacy is so wonderful.
Finale.
Jack, it's Claudius Church.
Hello.
Yes, I'm sorry to bother you right now on such short notice, but I was wondering if it would be possible to see you in about an hour or so.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just got in. I got to get my daughter dinner. I don't have a sitter available.
Well, I could come to you.
I also have a deadline. Could we handle this on the phone?
Well, I'd like to ask you some more questions about Barry Ryan.
Ask away. I'll see if I have the answers.
All right, I understand you saw Barry the day Ken died.
No. Where'd you get that idea?
Well, Roger Coleridge was by here earlier, and he mentioned something to the effect that you were interested in an interview with Ken, so it was suggested that you see Barry about it.
Well, yeah, I went to Barry's room, but he wasn't there.
Oh? And what time was that?
I'm not sure. It was right after Jill left the hospital to go see Maeve.
Could you tell me precisely what happened?
Nothing particularly dramatic. I went to the room, opened the door. There was nobody in the bed, nobody in the room. I believe I said his name. I waited a second, and I left.
If he were in the bathroom, do you think he could have heard you?
More than likely. I didn't hear the water running.
Thank you, Jack. That is very helpful.
May I ask how?
Well, when Jillian left Maeve Ryan, she returned directly to the hospital. The first place she went to was Barry's room, and again, the room was empty.
I see. Presumably very close to the time of Ken's injection.
Or at the time of Ken's injection. Now, in your estimation, how long does it take to go from neurology to the Ryans?
Well, once you're on the elevator, 3, 4, 5 minutes maximum.
So that's 5 minutes over and 5 minutes back. And Jillian's conversation with Maeve Ryan was an estimated 10 minutes. So that's a 20-minute period that roughly coincides with the time that Ken was given that fatal injection. Jack, I hope you do understand the significance of this information regarding Jillian's case.
Of course.
And I must add, strictly as a formality, that this conversation should be regarded as being off the record until I notify you otherwise.
I understand.
Thank you, Jack. I'll be in touch.
Right. Jillian?
I'm so sorry.
What's new in Pine Valley? Here's what you need to know.
I'm falling back in love with you. This is very, very real.
I gave birth to Emma. I am her mother, no doubt. But Tad Martin really could be Emma's biological father.
I want you back, Julia. You got that door? It's fine.
Keep up to date with All My Children. Weeknights at 8 on SoapNet.
The boy she likes
I keep trying to find something wrong with Cole, but I can't.
hides a dark secret.
Bigger, stronger muscles in just weeks. I'm a football star. You are lucky viewing me.
How can she save him before he hurts her? Watch One Life to Live, weekdays on ABC and weeknights at 9 on SoapNet.
Sir? Would you mind telling me where I might find Michael Pavel's houseboat? It used to belong to Dr. Bucky Carter.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
This is so romantic. Water and the sky. The feeling of being completely alone.
We have a lot to be grateful for.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very grateful to you. You've changed my life.
That's just the beginning of what I hope to do, darling.
Okay.
Michael, you do appreciate what I've given you, don't you?
And you come from the streets like I do.
Yeah.
And you start with nothing, and you get very little help along the way.
Mm-hmm.
And a beautiful woman comes along and waves her magic wand. Oh, yeah, I appreciate it. I like everything you do for me, and everything you give me. And I like you a lot.
And I have a feeling that we haven't even begun to discuss what you really want from me.
What do you think it is that I want from you?
Power. A very ambitious young man.
You're a very smart lady.
You bet.
I like to run things.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to run your things. For you, of course.
Mm. Be my chief executive aide in charge of everything?
I like the sound of that.
No fooling.
Strictly business, as far as everyone else is concerned.
Oh, of course, of course.
And, in a while, be a little house and a car, and we'll always keep the houseboat.
Forever.
Mm-hmm.
I understand about the car. Why the little house?
To keep the little wife in.
No, you're planning on getting married?
Well, Ray, if I don't, people will talk. It's strictly to cover the gossip.
You're doing it for me?
Well, why else?
How very thoughtful of you. That's probably exactly what will happen.
And it won't matter. I'll let you pick her out.
Oh, will you now? All right. I like picking things out for you.
Oh, it's a terrific arrangement.
Well, I find it very exciting. Shopping for you.
Shopping?
Yeah. I find it as much of a turn on to give you things as you do to get them. However, I've got to tell you, I don't like your little wifey.
Oh, forget about her. I have.
Okay, I will, because I'm not very enthusiastic about sharing you.
Oh, you don't have to. It'll just be the two of us. Let him gossip.
Wonderful decision. Forget all about her. Three's a crowd.
Dr. Carter's boat.
I'm told it's docked here.
I saw it heading out about, 30 minutes ago. Any messages? You want me to tell him you was here?
Would you mind not saying anything at all? I wanted to surprise Mr. Pavel, but that's okay. At least now that I know where he lives, I think I'll just come back and surprise him some other time.
Ryan's Hope is next. Then play dirty with the Abbotts and the Newmans on The Young and the Restless, followed by All My Children on SoapNet.
Have you noticed, sir, the halo that's around my head?
I don't want to be answerable to anybody else on the face of this earth.
It was stupid.
Very, very stupid.
Ryan's Hope, next on SoapNet.
The bride wore white, the groom had a perm, and a movie star cursed their vows. But that's not the only thing that happened that day. Celebrate the 25th anniversary of Luke and Laura's wedding day with GH's Greg Vaughn, Julie Berman, and Tyler Christopher. They're hosting the episodes that brought Luke and Laura down the aisle. Plus, the super couple themselves, Tony Geary and Jeannie Francis, take you behind the scenes in an all-new original special. Watch Luke and Laura 25, Something Old, Something New, Friday, November 24th, starting at 7 on SoapNet. 25 years ago, Luke and Laura's wedding was the year's most magical event.
My love for you is eternal.
And now, the magic is reborn.
I belong to you.
As long as we both shall live.
General Hospital, weekdays on ABC and weeknights at 10 on SoapNet.
Thank you for coming by, Doctor.
I'd like to do everything I can to help.
That's most generous of you.
If you don't mind, perhaps you better ask me the questions now. I have to give a speech in about 45 minutes.
Please sit down.
Thank you.
I'm interested specifically in Barry Ryan's attitude towards Ken George Jones.
Barry? Well, Barry was Ken's manager, partner.
Yes. Oh, I know that. I mean the last few days.
Oh, Barry wanted the hospital to give Ken an overdose of painkiller as he requested.
Did he ever speak to you directly about this?
Yes. He was very upset and adamant. He demanded that I do something.
Which you refused?
Yes. I understand he made the same request to other members of the staff. Dr. Roger Coleridge, for one.
Seems he had quite an interest in helping Ken die.
Yes. It seems so to us, too.
Did he help him die?
I don't know.
Is it a possibility?
Yes. Nurse Patton told me that Barry managed to get downstairs to visit Ken on the morning of the day he died.
Which is something he could have very easily done again.
Yes. Are you really serious about this? Do you think that he might have done the mercy killing instead of Jillian?
Doctor, it doesn't make any difference what I think. What's important is what the jury thinks. In order to get an acquittal, I'm going to have to present them an alternative to Jillian. And Barry Ryan seems to fit that bill rather well.
Sorry for what?
I'm sorry that you and Ken didn't have years more to be together. And I'm very grateful to you for everything you did for him and for what you've done for me. Ken wouldn't have wanted it like this. He wanted us moving on. He wanted us free. I just have to believe that everything is going to work out for you with the trial. And I'm so sorry not to be more help to you.
I understand.
Do you?
Yes, I do. I also understand that Ken loved you. You were his best friend. And he cared desperately about what happened to you. And I would never willingly do anything to hurt you. Because of Ken. But also because I love you too.
Drug-addicted moms, cheating lovers, crazy exes, and pregnancy scares. Being rich ain't all it's cracked up to be. Don't miss back-to-back episodes of 90210, today starting at 5 on SoapNet.